Okay, so now we're going to look at lesson 20. Um, as I go through it, I think about the students that haven't been in class yet. So just remember when you actually go to code.org, if for some reason you need a code to join our class, for eighth period, it's this right here. Fifth, it's this code right here. Sixth, it's this code right here. And first, it's this code right here. Now, what we're going to look at is, of course, the assignment. Because today, first period has basically the same assignment as far as like lesson 20. I explained lesson 19 just to, in my last video. So we're looking at lesson 20. So I go to modules, I pull up the assignment for lesson 20. When it opens up, of course, this is where the video is going to go that I'm making right now. Um, Teacher explains what a variable can should be how I'm going to change that in a little while. How a variable can be changed in a program, and how a simple change affects the overall program. Uh, Basically, in a nutshell, a variable, uh, if you make a change in the number that you state at the beginning of the program, it actually affects everything. So, as an example, if I can pull it up, I should have been ready, but I apologize. Um, when we're working with the variables today, anytime we change a variable, um, I want to say it was number 9. Let me check real quick. Number 9 from yesterday's lesson. Well, for some of you, it's going to be today, but uh, yeah, it's this one right here. So basically, when we started, it started out with 50. And if you notice that all lengths, anything that's a length is a 50, but they want us to change it to 60. So when I change this variable right here in the program, it actually changes the variables in all of them. So every time you see a length, if I had to type this in, it would take me a little while. But if you notice, I did it super quick. So that's the one good thing about having a variable. Excuse me. So now we're looking at what the activity is going to be for today. Well, in today, we're going to work with how variables work while the code is running. And if you saw what I was doing, there is a way to do that, but it's not with that particular puzzle. And we're going to go ahead and look at lesson 20, and it would be number 1. But I don't think number 1 actually shows what the code looks like on the run, like when the actual thing's running. So, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it, and then I'll let you guys start working on your stuff. Okay. So finish the code so that the bee can collect all the honey. So for some of you that are new to us, or as far as like what we're doing, because you haven't had the chance to do it, we've been using functions to basically make this piece of coding, which is our main code, a little bit smaller. So we created a function called collect now. And whenever I put this in the program, it basically keeps going back and forth. So as I do one repeat, goes here. Then I come around for repeat number 2, it goes back here. And then finally on the last pass, it does it one more time. So instead of me having to repeat or have a copy of this code all the way down, it just does it one time and just keeps calling it back. So what it is it has to go and collect 2 and 2. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run it. And I guess, let me go back. I'm sorry. I apologize. And I'm not going to edit this part of it, but I just, that way we won't lose too much time. Um, what I had to do, I forgot to start the whole program over again. So in the original program, and if you notice, well, sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes or you want to start your puzzle where you punch start over again and we'll go back to the original settings. This is what the puzzle looked like when I started the other day. And if you notice, there's these like spaces. Well, the spaces are looking for the variable, and in the variable I have gather. So I put gather in here once, and I go back to variable and get it twice. Three, and one more time. And the reason I'm doing this is because whatever the value is here, I wanted to do the same thing here. And if you notice, I said repeat um, 2 times, move forward. So here the bee has to move forward 2 times. He has to collect nectar 2 times. Then he has to move forward again and collect honey 2 times. Then he has to turn to the left. And when he does that, he's back where he needs to start from. And then we repeat the collect now. So this thing keeps going over and over. And if I punch this as far as the original one is concerned, he's going to stop. The reason it worked the first time is because I had the code that I fixed. So I'm going to go ahead and start over. But the thing is, he did this once, twice, but he needs to do it 3 times. Now the problem is, if I change it here 3 times, if I actually change it 3 times and I punch run, it's not going to work because this right here tells the computer, this 3 tells the computer move forward 3 times. Well, if the bee is standing right here and it goes 1, 2, 3, he misses this whole piece right here. So the situation calls that instead of me changing this, I really need to change this. I need to take this out of there and actually find the actual control block under loops, bring it out, and make it a number. Well, 2 didn't work, so we know that number 3 will. And then we punch run. And pretty much that's the way it works. Now remember, if you're going to send me a screenshot of that, you're going to be using the buttons on your Chromebook. You'll be using the buttons Shift, Control, and then that button above the number 6. So if I'm holding my Control key, my Shift key, and the button above number 6, which looks like a little window with some uh, lines beside it, I click it. It changes my whole screen to look like that, and my little cursor changes. So I select all of this right here like this. It gives me a screenshot. I copy it. Now I forgot to mention the document, but let's say we're looking at an assignment. We pull up the document. Sorry. We make a copy of the paper so that we can turn that in and close the original. And we go to look for lesson 20. Sorry, it's taking a little while. You can see it's still loading. Lesson 20, number 1. So since I already made a copy, I've already done it on the clipboard. I just click right there and then I edit and paste. And that basically gives me what I just took a copy of. And that's what I need you to turn in is all of these different ones, 5 of them. The lesson and the puzzle number right is right there. So just after you finish each one of them, just finish it and try to finish the whole thing. Don't sit there and be like, well, I guess he just means the ones that are on the sheet. No, I mean you got to actually complete all of them, so that at the end of the day, when you guys are finished with everything, if I'm actually grading the puzzles you did for the week as a grade, I'll go back to your particular dashboard. Sorry, I don't know why my internet's running super slow this morning. Um, and I'll look and I'll say, well, let's see now. It looks like he did all of this. That's 100 for that assignment. As I said before, if you don't finish all of it, then of course you don't get the full credit. So let's say I was grading all three of these and seeing if I should give you 100 for your variable activities, because you did this one all, you did this one partial, and then you didn't even want to do that one. Well, only going to count like 60 something percent because that's all you did. So if there are any questions for people that are at home, you can go ahead and email me. Remember, the people at home, you guys actually have a few extra days. So if it doesn't let you turn it in through the computer, make sure you attach it to an email and send it to me. Right now, it's going to be a little shaky at the beginning, but we'll work through this, and that should be it. Have a good day.